Women want to portray themselves as powerful, independent, and in charge of their lives, utterly unmoved by men, but the reality is that every woman, despite her apparent strength, she possesses unspoken flaws that may cause her to lose all self-control with the appropriate guy. These aren't the obvious things you hear in mainstream dating advice. Rather, they are the deep psychological triggers that cause a woman's walls to collapse, and most men are unaware of these weaknesses because attraction isn't just about appearances, money, or status. It's about psychology, and once you learn how to push the right buttons, women won't just want you, they'll need you. There's a reason why a woman may be able to withstand a man's words, but crumble under his touch. Attraction isn't just mental, it's deeply biologically logical. When touched right, she begins to lose control. A woman may be unsure about a man, but the moment he lightly touches her lower back as he leads her through a doorway, her thoughts begin to shift. It's subtle, it's primal, and it's something most men do. This is because physical touch raises oxytocin levels in women, creating a sense of trust, comfort, and most importantly, desire, according to a study published in the Journal of Social and Personal Relationships. Ignore that as it avoids her using reason. When a man knows how to pique her interest, she begins to crave more. It creates subconscious attraction. When a man is confident enough to use touch, she begins to associate his presence with strength, security, and dominance. Consider the classic bad boy stereotype. A woman may tell herself she's not interested, but a well-placed touch on her wrist, the small of her back, or her knee creates an emotional reaction she can't ignore. It builds tension. Instead of just sitting across from her at dinner, he casually holds her hand while he makes a point, leans in slightly, and sweeps her hair out of her face as if it were instinctive. Suddenly, she's experiencing him rather than simply listening to what he has to say. A woman may claim to be in charge, but she's already losing it when a male uses touch. The impact of forbiddance: women want what they can't have, which is why they will ignore a man who shows them a lot of attention, but pursue the one who keeps them guessing. It's also why they suddenly want a man more after another woman expresses interest in them. And it's why men who are simply out of reach turn into addictive psychologists. This is what Robert Cialdini refers to as the scarcity principle. When it comes to attraction, the more unavailable something is, the more people want it. If a man is always available, she takes him for granted. If he is a little unpredictable, she begins to crave his attention. And if she fears losing him, she tries to keep him by keeping herself busy. The moment a man demonstrates that he isn't scared to leave, she suddenly values him more. 3 reasons why drama keeps her hooked. A man who is constantly pursuing a woman indicates that he has nothing better to do, but a man who leads a full and interesting life is respected more by her. If he treats her like she's just another option instead of a prize, she works harder to prove she's special by walking away when necessary. While it's true for long-term relationships, most men think that women seek stability, serenity, and predictability. However, there are other things that thrill them in the moment, such as emotional highs and lows. Men who recognize the importance of emotional contrast seldom experience this issue, while women who are too at ease in a relationship eventually become bored and go elsewhere for stimulation. Psychologists claim that when emotions alternate between highs and lows, dopamine spikes occur. The thrill of uncertainty excites women more than routine ability, which is why they become addicted to unpredictable men. If a man is too predictable, she starts to distance herself from him. If he keeps her guessing, she can't stop thinking about him. If he creates emotional contrast, she becomes emotionally addicted. Take a look at the relationships that keep women the most involved. The man who makes her laugh one minute and challenges her the next. The the person who vanishes for a day and then reappears as if nothing happened, the guy who isn't always simple to read. These guys aren't playing mind games, they just see that comfort kills desire, according to renowned seduction specialist. In the words of Robert Greene, one must carefully balance presence and absence. If you are too present, you become predictable. If you are too absent, you lose your impact. When a guy knows how to generate excitement, unpredictability, and contrast, a woman is captivated 4 times more because her emotions determine her attraction more than reasoning ever would. How a man's voice manipulates her thoughts, a woman's touch and hearing are equally acute. This isn't just theory. A study from the University of Aberdeen discovered that women are more drawn to men with lower-pitched voices because they associate them with confidence. A deep, slow and controlled voice isn't just attractive, it's commanding. It signals dominance, certainty and power, and a woman reacts to that instinctively. The way a man speaks, the depth of his voice, the way he pauses before delivering a sentence, all of this affects her subconscious, strong genetics and authority, yet it goes beyond the pitch. It's the rhythm guys who talk too quickly and the anxious ones who talk too slowly and uncertainly. Men. The secret that keeps a woman hooked on a man's voice is not just about sounding good, but also about knowing when to stay silent. Sometimes a pause before answering makes her anticipate your words even more, and that anticipation is where attraction lives. 5. Think of a scene in a movie where a man seduces a woman. He doesn't rush, he doesn't blurt things out. He speaks with precision, as if every word is meant to affect her. The covert impact of jealousy. A woman's desire isn't only about attractiveness, it's also about competitiveness. She may like a guy, but her want only becomes stronger when she notices other women are also interested in him. At the core of female psychology is the desire for high-value men, and since high-value men are always in demand, celebrities, athletes, and powerful men never struggle with attraction. Instead, they have multiple women interested in them, and their social proof makes them irresistible. When a guy devotes all of his attention to one woman, she may see this as loyalty, but in reality, he is communicating that he has no other choices. She can't stop thinking about the guy that other women adore, despite having no other alternatives or worth. This isn't about manipulating or playing games. Rather, it's about understanding psychology. Women don't just want a great man. They want a man that other women want. And if a man subtly demonstrates that he's in demand without boasting or being desperate, he will always have the upper hand. If a woman feels like you're the only one pursuing her, she assumes she's in control. But the moment she feels like she might lose you to someone else, that's when she starts chasing you. 6. Nothing kills a woman's interest more quickly than a guy who makes it too simple to think about it. The sweet spot of tension. Most men hurry because they become too enthusiastic and anxious to lock things down. They reveal emotions too soon and push for commitment before attraction completely develops and eliminates all mystery. What makes a film thrilling? The accumulation, the strain. Men who flirt, tease, and hold back just enough are the ones that women become addicted to because they create a chase, giving the woman the impression that she is earning his attention rather than just getting it on demand when a man doesn't rush when he takes his time building tension. The waiting is exactly what women crave in attraction. She needs time to wonder, question, and doubt herself. The moment a man removes that uncertainty, she starts losing interest. He triggers a woman's innermost weakness, the want for something she can't truly have, whether it's via conversational contact or the tempo of the relationship, and it's that sensation that keeps her returning. 7. The fantasy effect attraction isn't just about appearances. It's about the narrative a man crafts in a woman's head. Women fall for men not just because they look good, but also because of the feelings those men arouse in them when they're not around. Women's obsession with particular men isn't fueled by wealth, power, or even good looks. Because of the way such guys inspire them, they leave just enough room for a woman's imagination to fill in the blanks. Why do women find celebrities so fascinating? They keep people interested by creating an appearance of mystery, not because they know them personally. If a typical guy follows one easy guideline, he may have the same impact. Don't tell her everything too quickly. Most guys tend to over-explain themselves, giving straight answers to all questions and sharing all of their thoughts. The fact is that women are programmed to pursue things they don't completely understand. So if a guy maintains a hint of mystery and fun and doesn't let her figure him out too soon, she will continue to think about him. Transparency increases attraction. A guy who piques a woman's interest turns into a man she will never forget, and the true power lies in what he doesn't say to her. The influence of authority. Despite their claims to want equal partnerships, women's nature demands a leader rather than a control freak or a tyrant. A confident guy who takes judgments. Nothing can get into a woman's primal desire, which is more than simply emotional, more instinctive than a guy who assumes leadership. It is the cause of women's fantasies about powerful males. It explains why they put men through little tests to determine whether they can handle pressure, and why her attraction to a guy fades the minute he begins vying for her favor. When it's time to act, a strong guy doesn't ask what you want to do every 5 minutes. Instead, he says, "Let's do this." Women react intuitively to males who delay, continually look for approval, and let women make all of the decisions. Despite their pleasant appearance, they don't cause intense attraction. When a woman perceives doubt in a guy, she begins to distance herself. But when a man leads with assurance, she respects him, trusts him, and eventually desires him. The emotional medication. Number 9. Women don't fall for men because they intellectually want to, because they experience a range of feelings, even if they may claim that they want a good, stable, drama-free relationship. In reality, however, if a guy doesn't make her feel anything intense, she won't stay around. Enthusiasm, envy, surprise, and uncertainty. Similar to how individuals get addicted to gambling or roller coasters, or how thrill-seeking women become addicted to guys who give them a rush of emotions, addiction is caused by ups and downs. A predictable, boring person may make her like him, but she won't be attracted to him. A woman's heart follows where her emotions take her, and the man who knows how to keep her emotionally involved will always have her attention. The man who teases her 1 minute and pulls away the next, the one who challenges her, surprises her, and keeps her guessing, is the one she can't get enough of. Despite contemporary independence, the servile trigger. Most women still want for a guy who gives them a sense of security. They want to feel like they belong to him, not simply be with him. This isn't about possessiveness or control. Rather, it's about a deep psychological desire for security and dominance. Only when they are with a guy who is strong enough to manage it, when a man radiates authority via his body language, tone, and attitude, can women completely embrace their feminine side. When a woman feels comfortable giving herself over to a man, she finds her deepest attraction. A weak man cannot make this happen if he comes across as nervous, unsure, or apologetic. She cannot sink into her feminine nature. However, when a man who knows his value, sets boundaries, and leads with confidence, she melts and, best of all, she won't even understand why. Now that you know what most men don't, it's up to you to use this knowledge and be the man who stands out and enters her head. If you want more insights like this, don't forget to subscribe to Stoic Guide. Keep alert, keep focused, and always stay ahead of the game until the next time.